I'm Priyanka Yoshikawa. The port of Yokohama was opened to foreign traders in 1859. Since then, it has developed as a major international harbor city of Japan.
The area around the port still retains numerous buildings that tell of that history. Among them is the Kanagawa Prefectural Government Office, Yokohama Customs, and the Yokohama Port Opening Memorial Hall, respectively referred to as King, Queen, and Jack, and collectively known as the Yokohama Three Towers.
This time, we'll be bringing you the program from the Yokohama Customs headquarters, also known as the Queen's Tower. I'm inside now. Showing me around is Kiyoshi Kajiwara.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
What kind of facility is this?
This is called Queen's Plaza, and it's the Yokohama Customs Museum located on the first floor of the Yokohama Customs office. Here, we introduce the history and role of Yokohama Customs since the opening of Yokohama Port through video and exhibits.
This building is quite unique, isn't it?
This Yokohama Customs office is the third one to be built. A key characteristic is the green roof tower that has a style similar to Islamic architecture. It's nicknamed Queen's Tower by Yokohama residents. It was originally built in 1934, but because the structure had severely aged, and in order to preserve it as a historical structure, a massive renovation was carried out in 2003. Beside us is a section where we introduce buildings in the Yokohama Port area, such as the Red Brick Warehouse. The two exhibits are jointly called the Yokohama Port and Queen's Tower section.
Would you tell us a bit about the history of Yokohama Customs?
This picture shows how Yokohama Port looked when it first opened. It was opened in 1859, and the predecessor of Yokohama Customs, Kanagawa Unjosho, was set up to monitor foreign ships entering and leaving the port and to control trade. It was originally located near what's called Osanbashi Pier today. And that's the beginning of Yokohama Customs.
So it was a bustling place from long ago.
This is a section showing the history of Yokohama Port and Yokohama Customs. And you can see pictures and paintings of the port from when it opened to the modern day. And there are 5 main time periods. From 1914 to 1945, it was an age when trade vastly expanded because of the First World War. At the same time, we had the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, and the second generation Yokohama Customs Office was destroyed. And this building is the third generation, which was completed in 1934. This is a section called Yokohama Port and Trading Country, Japan. It introduces the exports and imports passing through the port from the opening to the modern day using a graphical timeline. Initially, the main exports were silk, tea, and copper. And in particular, silk had a good reputation abroad and greatly contributed to the development of Yokohama Port. Silk was actually the top export from the opening to around the 1950s.
What's the top export now?
According to data from 2021, the top export is automobiles, which has remained the same since the 1970s. The trade value was about $10.5 billion in 2021. In addition to assembled cars car parts also have a big share of the total.
Mr. Kajiwara, what is this exhibit?
This is a section showing how customs protects our daily lives, and that's explained with pictures from the late 1950s to now. This picture shows how documents were made using paper and pen, but now everything is carried out with computers. You can see how the work of customs has changed.
I learned about the history of Yokohama Customs. But what role does it play today?
The customs office gives permission for all goods imported and exported, and also collects duties. In addition, it stops trade in illegal drugs, guns, and socially unacceptable goods. It's also strengthening crackdowns on intellectual property infringement and pirated goods. The economy is becoming increasingly globalized, and networks are being rapidly developed, and the world is changing at a fast pace. So the streamlining of trade is critical.
Customs plays an important role in making sure our lives are safe and secure.
Yes, we're always on our guard in the work we do.